Hey, I'm Dr. J. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make an easy but elegant filet tenderloin. This is a whole tenderloin that we've got here. Actually, we've got the center portion of it. I want to talk to you a little bit about this. I know prices have gone a little bit crazy lately. They're starting to come down. Thank you, Jesus. But you can buy if you look. So we have a store locally to us, and it may be in your area too, called Wild Fork. And it's basically everything that they have in the store is all flash frozen. They have all kinds of meat, they have game, they have seafood. It's fabulous. I got this gorgeous beef tenderloin. It was $12.98 a pound. That's really like a steal. Even in the grocery stores, it's up to $30 a pound. And this is absolutely gorgeous. It's already even been trimmed for you. So, I mean, by the time you portion this out, it's going to be about $4 to $5 a person for filet, right? That's pretty amazing. Okay, so since we have a really good cut of beef, one thing that you want to do is it's all been trimmed for me, but if not, you'd want to trim off any of like silver skin that you've seen or any extra fat. I mean, filet just doesn't have a lot of fat. The other thing you want to do is you want to dry it off because you want to get a nice crust on it, right? So I'm just going to kind of roll it around in this towel. There we go. Because this is honestly, it's such a simple recipe, so don't tell your friends. Because when you put this on your holiday table or really any night of the week for your friends or family, they're going to think that you really have worked really hard for this. And the only people that are going to know the difference are you and me. Okay? Okay, so I've got my pan nice and hot for me. Just going to add in a little bit of a neutral oil. I've got a little bit of avocado oil here. You could use an olive oil. That would be fine. You do want to salt and pepper the meat. Okay, so don't skimp on this. This is some of the mistakes that people make when they're making any kind of meat. You get this gorgeous cut of whatever, chicken, beef, whatever you have, and you don't season it. No flavor. Okay, so you've got to flavor the meat. Salt and pepper at the minimum. And then what I want to do is, before I get in the oven, we're just going to sear it off. My pan's ready for me, nice and hot. You can see the smoke coming off there. Okay. I'm also going to add just a little bit of butter because butter makes everything better, right? And look, we got a tablespoon in there. There's a whole lot of people eating this, so don't worry about it. Just go to the gym tomorrow, okay? I'm going to add just a little bit more oil. When you add oil and butter together, because butter does not have a high smoking point, but when you mix it with the oil, it does. Okay, so that's a little trick for you. All right. So I'm still going to season this. Let's get this kind of smushed around there. That's my technical cooking term for the day. Okay, so I'm going to go season side down. While that's working and browning, we're going to season all sides. Okay, good amount of salt. And I like to use a kosher salt when I'm cooking, it's just an all-purpose kind of seasoning. I just think it has a really good flavor. Obviously, you know, when you're doing some of this stuff, obviously check with your doctor, but this should not add to your intake because, you know, realistically, we're cooking with home-cooked foods, right? We're not using canned or processed things, which are really high in sodium. I'm late 50s. How about that? And I don't have a blood pressure issue, all right? So, I mean, I know a lot of people worry about your blood pressure. If you do, talk to your doctor, make sure you're doing the right thing, but season your food. Your friends are going to love you for it. Okay, I know I've talked a lot about that, but really, you don't want to spend this kind of money on a piece of meat and then have it be flavorless. It'll take about 6 to 8 minutes just to kind of brown, and I just want to get that beautiful color on the outside. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm actually going to put a probe in this when I'm ready to put it in the oven, and I want it to come up. We like ours medium. So about 135 to 145 is what's considered medium. If you like it rare or medium rare, take it out around 125 because it's also going to have carryover cooking, which means like once I take it out of the oven, I'm going to lightly tent it with some foil and it's going to come up another 5 to 10 degrees. So you don't want to pull it out when you think it's like totally done, then it's going to overcook. Okay? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I know you can't see this side yet, but you will in a minute. It looks gorgeous. Okay, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it alone, let that kind of sear, and we're going to get all sides, and it's going to go in the oven. Okay, just going to give this a flip. Can you see how gorgeous and caramelized that is? It's beautiful. Oh, I didn't tell you too. We're going to make this gorgeous mushroom kind of like ragu after. We're going to use a little sherry and we're going to use some cream. It's going to be absolutely delicious. And I'm telling you, like I said, when you plate this for your friends, you see how easy this is, or your family, or your honey, they're going to be amazed. And it's really just a few simple ingredients and it's just a few things you have to do. That's it. Easy. Okay, so I just want to get the probe kind of in the center here. Actually, I'm going to go in this way so it's not touching the pan. But I want to be right into the center of the meat. I love these kind of electric probes because also I actually have the app on my phone, which is great. So I can be running around the house doing things and I can be seeing what temperature the filet is at. So this is going in, oven's preheated, 400 degrees. Gonna put this in on the middle rack. And I'm going to see it when it hits around 132, 33-ish. All right, see you in a few. Okay, just came up to the right temperature, so I'm going to take it out of the oven. Okay, this looks incredible already. I'm just going to tent it, Lucy, with some foil. And I'm going to let that come up to temperature that we want. And while it's doing that, I'm going to get my mushrooms going. So I just have in here a couple tablespoons of butter with a little bit of oil. I'm going to let this heat up and then we're going to get our mushrooms going. By the time our mushrooms and our sauce is done, our meat will be ready to carve and serve. That's simple. Okay, so I got my pan nice and hot. I've got 1 pound. These are just the baby bella mushrooms, baby portobellas. But you could use any kind of mushrooms. You could mix them with some button mushrooms. You could use wild mushrooms, anything you have. This is just what looked good in the grocery store. So again, just a few ingredients, right? And we're gonna have this really fancy dinner. This is just a little bit of thyme, dry thyme, going in. We're gonna hold off on our salt just a little bit. And I'm just putting a tiny pinch, just a little pinch in there. And this is dried rosemary. I love these. It just is like a, I don't know, real woodsy, kind of earthy kind of smell and flavor to me. Love them. I am going to add some crushed black pepper. And mushrooms will give off a lot of liquid, so we just have to be patient. But it's amazing. All these mushrooms that we started with, they will shrink down. But I love them. They're so good. Even if you had extra, which I don't think you will. I think people are going to go for these. You could mix these in with some eggs in the morning. You could make like a frittata with them. Believe me, they will not go to waste. So good. Okay. So just gotta be patient. Let these cook down a little bit, and then I'll show you how we get our sauce built. Okay, so at this point, we had a little technical difficulties. We actually lost our volume. We lost our voice. So we're just gonna talk over it. Why not? This recipe is so good. We didn't want to scrap the video. You're going to want this on your holiday table.
You know, it kind of reminds me of those old kung fu movies, you
Seriously.
know, that the mouth like didn't line up with the what they were saying on the film.
I used to love those.
Your father killed my father. Oh, your karate no good.
Exactly.
What are you doing here?
So right here, all I'm doing is we're adding just a little bit of extra butter in there. There's basically 5 tablespoons of butter. I mean, butter makes everything better, right? And I also have the recipe. It's in the description below. So you just click on that. Everything is like step by step there. And one thing I want to tell you is that when you're cooking mushrooms, I mean, it could depend on the mushrooms that you bought, how fresh they are, all of that. They'll give off a lot of their own water. So if yours give off a little bit more, no big deal. You just want to reduce that down. If there's not enough, you can add a tiny bit of oil. There's no mistakes with this. The biggest thing when you're cooking your mushrooms is you're just going to get them a little bit, you want to get them lightly browned.
It's amazing to me how you started with this huge pile, and then by the time you were done, they shrank so much.
I know. And it's funny because when it comes to like mushrooms, I mean, a lot of people, you buy this big, it's kind of like spinach. You know, if you really cooked a big bunch of spinach,
that's amazing.
Same thing. Okay, so we're just adding a little bit of extra salt. You just kind of want to season as you go. I'm all about like layers of flavor. And you're going to see I'm just adding in all this butter. There'll be, like I said, 5 tablespoons total that are going to go into this.
Now, is there something about salt before you cook and after you cook?
Yes. So, you know, you all know that I'm not a chef, right? I'm a home cook, been a home cook for, many years. I hate to give the number because it gives my age away. Um, but, a lot of the chefs will say if you salt too soon, it makes them tough.
Oh,
You know, I don't know if I've noticed that because I've honestly done it both ways. But the one thing it does do is it'll actually make the mushrooms leach out that water. So I prefer to kind of let it do it on its own,
okay.
and then actually they'll brown nicer, I think, that way.
Oh, now you're adding the garlic.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, this stuff, the garlic in a tube, I'm a huge fan. I always have fresh garlic on hand, always. But sometimes when I'm busy and I'm doing multiple things, or maybe I'm doing multiple recipes for you all in one day, this just saves me a few minutes, of peeling and all of that.
Yeah.
And I find that the taste is fabulous. It's a little pricey, but you know what? It stays in your fridge for a long time.
All right.
So that was just like one clove, basically, equal
Okay.
up to one clove.
Perfect.
And again, that's the cool thing about cooking too, right? You all might like a little bit more than us, or a little bit less, or you can leave it out, right? But I do think, butter and garlic, come on. It's just fabulous.
Made in heaven.
Yeah. If you just have that, put it on some toast, I'm good, right?
Does it depend on the type of mushrooms, how long it would take to give up the water, or is it just depend on how old the mushrooms are, or
It really depends.
Yeah.
Not that I've noticed.
So
That's
just
why.
cook until it's to your consistency that you like?
Yes.
Okay, or the
Okay.
tenderness.
So right now, this is the
Mm.
sherry that I'm adding in. Oh my God, I wish you all could smell this.
Yeah.
Now you want to take this off your heat, especially if you're using a gas, you're using a flame.
Oh, yeah.
This is electric. But so other than that, you could actually be redecorating your kitchen. We don't want you doing that around the holidays, right? So you want to be safe. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could actually light this on fire and it would actually burn off all that alcohol
What's that
quickly.
called?
Not sure the technical term
Flambe?
for that. I don't know. But for me, I'm too afraid to do it.
Is that a flambe or? Okay.
I don't know. So, but yeah, so the biggest thing here though, make sure you take it off your heat, pour the alcohol in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it down. There's a half a cup of sherry there. I want to reduce it down by half that volume. Okay, so now we're going to add in the cream. This is like the finishing touch. This just adds, and it's not a lot. Mind you, this is also going to go on your holiday table. A few extra calories, no big deal. I'm going to give it just a few minutes to kind of come to a bubble. It's going to thicken. This is heavenly, y'all.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have this on your table. And you saw how easy it is to make this dish. It just really comes together quickly, but I promise you, I won't tell your guests if you don't.
Yeah, so easy. And it smells so good.
Right? Oh my
Just
gosh.
that combination.
I know. So we made this, last week, right? We're just kind of putting together this video for you all now, but I'm already ready to eat some more of this again. All right.
I know. It was so good.
Yep.
That meat was so tender and perfect. Yeah, awesome. Okay, the official taste tester has showed up.
I love that you taste the food with me.
Oh, well, I love tasting the food with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice to get your reaction for sure.
Oh my gosh.
It looks beautiful.
So I know right here, I think I was talking about the Wild Fork stores.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I know I've looked it up. They have like 50 stores only in the US. So there's some in Texas, there's some in California. I think like near the Chicago area. There's some in Northeast. So,
Florida.
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 Actually, that's where they're based, Doral, Florida, which is kind of like down
Our old
by
stomping
Fort
grounds.
Lauderdale. Yeah. But man, I hope you have one near you. But if you don't, hang in there. I think they're really expanding because it's really becoming popular around here.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
the thing is, the meats and their seafoods are so fantastic, and the prices are super reasonable.
Yeah.
I think we paid like maybe, I think it was like around $12 a pound for this.
Wow.
And beef tenderloin in the store can be up to $30 a pound. It's crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So this becomes actually a very affordable dinner if you're hosting.
Here comes the good part. Cheers.
Oh, yum. Right.
Oh
Oh.
my gosh, I remember.
Oh my God. I want that again.
I know. It just melted in your mouth.
Yes.
It was so good.
So yummy.
And I love the cast iron, doing it on the cast iron like that and searing it and getting that so caramelized and yummy. And then you put it in the oven to cook it the rest of the way. And the
Yep.
probes, they make it so easy.
Yes.
That's really cool.
So make sure you get the right internal temperature. It's the best way to do it. You don't have to worry about, checking and poking it every few minutes.
Yeah.
So you'll get it to the exact temperature. So that's the sherry that I used. Fabulous. So good. Well, listen, I hope you all enjoy these recipes. If you do, please share with your friends and family. If you have not subscribed yet, please do that as well. And don't forget to click that bell. That way you know when our next video is coming out.
All right. Enjoy, guys.